Good evening, Professor Hiram. And I would like to start my analysis about the case study number 4 that is questioning if the company Merck should undertake a project to find a cure against river blindness that is going to cost them a lot of money, but it's not going to pay back in profits necessarily because it's going to benefit patients of third world countries that cannot afford to pay very high prices for this drug. Well, analyzing the approach of Amartya Sen, she argues that business makes economic uh, sense. She refers to the father of classical economics, Adam Smith, who is seen as the biggest exponent of self-interest in economics. She reflects about Smith's famous passage about the butcher, brewer, and the baker from seeing business as very basic. It's an economical exchange. We need from the butcher, brewer, and the baker, we need their products, not their benevolence or any ethics. However, even for Smith, ethics was a central concern, and he proves it when he says in the theory of moral sentiments that humanity, justice, generosity, and public spirit are the qualities most useful to others. She maintains that Smith stresses the importance of self-interest in motivating exchange, but economics is also concerned with production and distribution. And to make the exchange successful, trust is an important factor. Then ethical questions come into consideration. She explains also how non-profit motives have to be the reasoning behind producing public goods and externalities in contrast to private goods. Public goods, which are defined by her as goods that don't exclude the use for others, like public lighting, for instance, they generate less profit, obviously, because a private good, like a toothbrush, like she describes, once somebody buys it, you exclude other people to buy one, so other people have to buy different one. But common use public goods uh, don't exclude other people to use it, and for that reason, it's less lucrative. But companies have to produce them anyways because they have a social purpose behind. Here, involved is more than simply economic self-interest. Good business behavior, in her opinion, uh, could make economic sense if the improvement of society is seen as a reward. Good business ethics could also lead to favorable business performance because it goes back to you. If you could do good to the society, it goes back to the company. Then, taking my position as a high-level administrator at Merck, but according to Sen's philosophical approach, I think the company should undertake the research and produce a drug to cure river blindness and then make it available for third world countries. It might never pay off financially, but it is doing good to the society and that's going to result in benefits back to the company. And I think with the amount of money, according to the case that the company has, this is completely affordable. And it's not going to be that expensive because the drug for animals is already developed just to invest in researching and modifying, but it's not like starting a project from scratch. Then going to the second say, Frank reinterprets the Friedman's idea of social responsibility, who says that serving to the broader community uh, also augment the company profits. He stresses the importance of firms' commitment to employees, customers, and other firms to maintain reputation. He talks a lot about how important reputation is for a company. Nobody wants to work for a company that has a bad reputation, and, and that can result in very high costs for the company as well. Frank proves the point that that many employees would like to work for a company that has a social responsibility, uh, even when that can signify for them to make more money, to sacrifice some earnings. Uh, in accordance to the case study, Merck would earn a very bad reputation if the company decides just not to take this project because it's not going to be profitable after the company has invested a lot of money in other projects that that would give them return in profits. This could cause a huge scandal and damage the reputation of the company forever. Then the Harvard professor Lynn Payne explains the role of management in the organization's integrity. She describes how having a management system that is ethical and effective can improve competitiveness and increase the morale in the company and help build strong relationships. She considers that ethics management should be implemented through an integrity-based approach and not only to be in compliance with the law. She stresses that leaders have to be committed to the organization's guiding values. Now going back to the case, and I think all executives of Merck should become sensitive about this social issue and support the decision of investing in the cure for river blindness. In a way, all three approaches agree, and my personal one as well. Medicine has a strong social purpose and over the economic one, and this purpose is to help people. Therefore, I consider the ethical responsibility of the company in this case is to finance the project. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and see you next time. Have a good night.